Hey everybody, it's Rara and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. In the last one, we completed our basic tier 1 steel smelting and turning them into the steel beams and the steel pipes. We've been on this factory rebuild for quite a while now, and all we really need to do is turn some of these steel things into other items, like encased beams and, computers, stators, motors, but really we're just working on a bunch of new builds now, so you can pretty much consider the rebuild to be mostly done. And if you remember how the factory looked in the beginning, you could see how much bigger things have gotten. We went from an itty bitty little baby factory to now I don't know, what's the next level, an intermediate factory? By no means is this some somebody's precious several thousand hour baby size factory, not even close. But it's bigger than before. Anyways, now it's time for the pre-video ramble. So in the last one, I proposed the idea of doing a Let's Play of Dyson Sphere Program, which if you don't know is another factory game. I mean, obviously it has similarities to Satisfactory, but in a lot of ways it's nothing like it, and it's probably closer to Factorio if you ever played that one. Factorio being the grandfather of all factory automation builder type games. So I put out a poll saying, do you want to see DSP or Pikmin 4 for my next Let's Play? And there was already a comment saying oh, I don't know how Pikmin lost. I don't even know this game. And fair. I mean, it's entirely based on your bias. If you watch my channel for my Pikmin videos or my Satisfactory, you clearly are more biased for one side or the other. I don't really care what you vote for, but the poll's not over. And that's entirely on me. I will take the blame for that. I didn't really set any rules or make this official. I just kind of hinted that I might think about this in the last video, and then I just did it without making it a thing, making it an official thing. So here I am saying yep, the poll is out. Officially my next Let's Play will be decided based on this poll, and it's running until the end of the week. I'd always planned on having it be a week long, and I never thought that it would only be a day. I don't know, maybe they just assumed that it had been running for longer, but yeah, as of when this video comes out, the poll is still running for about 4 more days. So if you haven't cast your vote for the Let's Play you want to see next on the channel, make sure to go do that, because, I don't know, you might sway it, you might affect something. It seems like Pikmin 4 is going to lose, but anything could happen, I don't know. Either way, go cast your vote, go make sure. I don't have a bias either way, since I'm absolutely loving Pikmin 3, and I would love to play Pikmin 4, but also DSP's new combat update, I would love to do that too. So I have no bias, I don't really care which one wins, just do your thing. Having said that, it is currently November 28th as of time of recording this, and I plan to end the poll at about December 2nd. That'd be 4 more days. So once December 2nd rolls around, at midnight, I'll probably be up by then, given my schedule, and I'll read it. I'll check the poll, and I'll finalize it then. I don't know how to stop somebody from voting on it. Maybe, I don't know if there was maybe a way I could have put a time limit on it, but I'm just gonna take the current tally. I'll screenshot it at that moment, and then we'll see how it goes. Let it be known, though, that no matter what game wins, my next Let's Play after that game will be the other game that didn't get chosen. So if Dyson Sphere does end up winning, as the current trajectory seems to be going, Pikmin 4 will come immediately afterwards, because I still want to play both games regardless. So yeah, that's all my pre-rambling done. I just wanted to say, go vote on the poll, because it decides the next LP, and yeah, that's about it. Oh, and if you thought that I might be affecting the vote at all, as you can see, the creator of a poll can't actually vote. I thought I might be able to, but I won it. But I was like, is there a way to not cheese this or to show any bias? And yep, the way that I'm showing that I don't have any bias is that the poll literally won't let me vote. Anyway, let's get on with the show here. In the last one we did the pipe thingies, and now we're going to turn them into more thingies. So that's gonna be fun. So we ended up making how many pipes again? Sorry, it's been a couple days. We're making 320 pipes. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then over here, I'm pretty sure we're making 60 beams, using a good 240 of the ingots. Currently, I don't think we're actually doing anything with the beams, except for using them for Mark III belts. I don't think we really need, I think we can store these right now, is what I mean. If we were still using them for the encased industrial beam recipe, then yeah, that would have a use. But we're using pipes for those now. And we don't have any automated things for the space elevator, so we don't need those either. Even over here in the manufacturer, as you can see, the heavy modular frame is the only recipe here that uses either the pipes or the beams, and it uses pipes. So you use pipes for HMFs too, not even the beams, so they just don't have a whole lot of use. And you might think, well, oh, one of these space elevator parts uses the Versto framework, but nope. This one uses heavy modular frames, so even more of a need for pipes. However, I'm really glad that this is the case because they must have realized they kind of fucked up with the ratios here to make steel beams, because it's just a lot of ingots for beams. And, you know, at least like for the early game, I don't know. We haven't gotten to the point where we can do. I don't remember if there is a point in the game where you get a better steel beam recipe. I don't think there is, but for now, as it is in the beginning, they're quite expensive. And I'm glad that they're not necessarily needed to progress, you know, or needed in high amounts. You need tier 3 stuff to a degree. But anyways, now we get to the infamous question of what are we doing with this insert material here now? To that I answer, let's find out. Well, in industrial parts, we're already making the rotors, right? So those are good. Now let's take a look at motors. I think we'd already kind of gone into this last time, so I'll skip ahead here on my math. I think I've officially reached the point where I want to write down how much of each thing I'm making. Oh god, it's so weird seeing the new rotor models. I'm just not used to these, man. They're pretty cool, but I was so used to the old ones. The old design that's still clearly visible in the old image there for rotors. Of these, we're making 12 a minute. See, I didn't really plan for this. I wasn't ready. So I know now that we're only making 12 rotors a minute, which is going to limit us in terms of how many stators we can make a minute, because if we go overboard, well, I mean, maybe not. We could just have some extra stators. Yeah, and then, okay. But it will limit the amount of motors that we can make, though, since that will need a bit of both. See, stators need wire and pipe. So we've got lots and lots of pipes and lots of wire. We can make a bunch of stators. But motors require 10 rotors and 10 stators a minute to make 5 motors. I'm thinking we just have like one assembler making motors for now. It doesn't seem like a lot, but like 5 a minute's still better than nothing. I need to look into some like higher tier recipes, the ones that use motors, and like see if that will be not good enough. We might need to increase our rotor count is what I'm saying. But with rotors being 100 screws per 4 per minute, I mean, it's a 1 to 25 ratio, or I mean a 25 to 1. So not exactly the greatest in the world. Uses a lot of screws for just a few rotors, which, you know, is why we're still only making 12 of them, which is still a huge upgrade from our, like, you know, 0 to like 2 per minute, because, you know, sometimes we'd have to turn it off so that we could make the reinforced plates, because we just didn't have enough screws to go around. Now they've upscaled so much that we can not only make each one of them simultaneously, but we can go from like 2 to 15, 20, 30, etc. if you felt like it. Especially if I use more veins of the world. You probably noticed, but we've been stuck in this canyon for a while now, and that's because I've pretty much refused to use or to go anywhere further than like my little thing over there for quick wire. I mean, obviously I've been over the mountain, like way far away. That's where our silica stuff is. There's still the black powder build over there that's making, you know, the black powder. But for the most part, I've just kept everything stuck to this little canyon, and I've only used a very small amount of resource veins. And if you've been following me, yeah, you could totally play like how I've been playing and just take the game a little slow, go at your own pace, you know, do your own thing. But a lot of people are discontent with that, and they would rather use like, you know, they would probably use like 10 times as many veins as I'm using right now, doing shit all over the world, doing things of a much bigger scale. That's on them. I'm not saying that that's an issue, but I'd rather like unlock everything first on like a smaller scale, and then once I have the ability to do everything unlocked, max inventory slots, all the alternate recipes, at that point then I'm like, all right, then we'll start using the outside veins, because like for now we can pretty much sustain this factory using just a few veins until the end game. You really don't need that many if you're just trying to complete the game. And I don't mean completing phase 4, but, you know, getting every alt, completing phase 3, getting, you know, completing tier 7 and 8, unlocking all the new content that the game has to offer. That doesn't take that many veins. Admittedly, I still haven't completed phase 4 on my main save. I just haven't gotten around to doing that because I found other things to be more important. But that's the beauty of this game. Whereas somebody will value completing all the phases as fast as possible, other people are like, I don't know. I mean, exploration's kind of cool. Factory aesthetics are pretty neat. There was a time there where I was really into trying to make like a circular building. So I made one of those for like my big nuclear reactor. I'll probably show that at some point. But that took like a good handful of hours to get down. And you know, it's not about being the best. It's about improving at your own rate. With all this sappy shit out of the way, I just want to say that the only recipe I could find right now that needs an engine is the modular engine recipe. So yeah, I mean motors. So yeah, we really don't need motors for a lot of stuff now, do we? We're just making motors to build a few of the buildings here that need them. Like the oil extractor, and the refinery, for example, and the manufacturer, those kinds of things. However, notice how we haven't actually built anything by hand in the past few episodes, because we're finally at the point where we have like all the materials we need, you know, including motors and rotaries and encased beams. Did I say rotaries? Or are we making chicken? No, that's rotisserie. Fucking hell, man. But yeah, we're making the rotors and all the stuff, and I really haven't had to build anything by hand for a while, so that's pretty freaking neat. The only time we're gonna have to do that is if we need any more heavy modular frames. But anyway, I guess in this episode we're gonna try to get some things done, like stators, maybe motors, and if we have time, encased industrial pipes. I would like to get all 3 of these done in one episode if I could. So let's see, we need 10 stators to get our 5 motors a minute, and I'm not really gonna mess with that, we're just gonna do that. So we're going to need at least 80 wire and 30 pipes. We can supply both of those pretty easy. I think, mayhaps I may have gone too overboard with the pipes, but that's good. I mean, more is better than not enough, right? So we'll need 30 pipes to get our 10 stators, no biggie. But how many stators do we want, really? Well, that's the thing. Since none of these take motors, I checked to see if any of these manufacturer recipes required stators either, but they don't. So neither are that important in the immediate right now. So here's what I propose. I propose that we use as little pipes and wire as possible to make the minimum stators we need to make the motors, which is 10. So we'll get 5 motors a minute, and we'll be making 2 net rotors a minute since we are only making 12 and we're going to be using 10 of those. And then we'd have 0 stators, but I think we'll go for just 10 stators a minute. So we'll just like double what we absolutely need. So we'll just get 10 stators going a minute while the other 10 are used for motors. And I think we'll call it there. We'll save the pipes and wire for other stuff that actually like need it. And don't get me wrong, we will actually need a lot more stators once we get tier 7 and 8 unlocked. But that's going to be at least a few more episodes from now. So, you know, the distant future. That's future Rara's problem to deal with, and we'll get to it later. So what do we need to get 4 of these machines for 20 stators a minute? Well, we just multiply all of these by 4, so we're at 160 wire and 60 pipes, which I believe we can sustain. I know we can with the pipes. Can I make signs yet? Did I unlock the ability to do signs? Oh yeah, I did. I could totally have gotten us started on making the sign. I would need more crystals though. Hopefully I still have some in that storage bin. I don't have to go across the world. I mean, you know, over the mountain. It's not that far. Like, we're right here, and I'm considering across the world to be, was that like right there? But that's only a distance of like here to there. Across the world actually is like we're way over here. I believe this is like that little swamp area, like the poisony swamp. Because this is like the waterfall, right? That leads you down there. And there's like a huge drop way down here. There's like a bunch of like these craters. I believe there's like a thermal geyser around here somewhere. Yeah, this is the other side of the world. This is a few thousands of feet away. However, since we're not in our, you know, final endgame factory yet, I feel like rather than putting down signs that tell me on the boxes how much I'm making, I'm just gonna write it down on a sticky note, since this all is gonna change in the future anyways. So be right back as I do a count of everything in the factory and how much exactly we're making of all the stuff. Okay, that about does it. I'm not gonna go over the mountain to get the other ones for the things that don't matter. We just need the counts for stuff here. This is what matters. Oh god, I've been recording for over 40 minutes and I've achieved literally nothing. We haven't done anything in this episode. Fuck. I am especially good at procrastinating. So can we make 20 stators a minute? Yes we can, because we, no we cannot. No we cannot. Not unless we tone down our cables a little bit. We could totally do that though. We're making 270 raw. As you can see, I've split between our raw and net count. We need 160 net at least, so we can have at least like 1 per minute being made, so we always have something for that. You know, at least I would like to have that. I guess we could just tone down the cables to like 45 a minute or something. And maybe just like a 40. We need to do some adjusting. Hold on. Cable, here we are. This tiny little thing. This won't be too bad. We just underclock you to, what, 10 per minute? Yeah, then this will be taking away 80 wire and only giving us 40 cable a minute, down from 60. But that was the goal, so that's cool. And then since we're making 270 wire per minute, we subtract 80 from that, and our raw now or net becomes 190. And then if we subtract 160 from this, we're still getting 30 wire stored per minute net. Yeah, so our new net was just going to be 30. I'm just gonna write that right now, so that I don't forget about that later. So that being said, we now have the wire needed to complete this build, so let's go make some stators! Yay! We need a place that can fit four guys. You know what the worst part is too? I look at all these like different floating segments of the factory and I just thought to myself, like, why don't I just build one giant thing above all of them? One huge floor and then just do like a flat square like I always do. Because genuinely, where am I gonna get the space? The space doesn't just materialize out of thin air, you know? Better idea. We just make a long strip here. And yeah, we just build on this little strip. This will totally truncate everything else underneath it too, making things even more fucky-wucky, if you will. It doesn't even have to be that high, just like higher than the rest a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this works, I suppose. Oh goodness, what the hell? What the hell? Let's move this out of the way so that that's not all messed up. Here, let's make this accessible from the ground. I'll grab these and I'll bring these over here. Get rid of those. I guess this is happening. But rather than doing it one at a time like that, I'd rather just do it like this. Boop. Boop. Yeah, this is making a lot more progress. As you can see though, in no time at all, I'm out of iron sheets, so I'm gonna go get like a good amount more. Oh, what am I doing, bro? What is this Let's Play becoming? I don't know what this Let's Play is becoming, and that's why I am kind of excited for what my future stuff is gonna be. You know, thinking like past Satisfactory. I mean, not that I'll ever have plans currently to stop this series, but you know, like past Pikmin, just other games that I might be able to share. And how do I put this? I'd like to play Let's Play games that, I don't know, have an ending. Not that the Pikmin games don't have endings. I'm mainly talking about this in terms of Satisfactory, where I'd like more Let's Plays where I don't have to make up content forever. You know, it can just end at a certain point. Oh goodness, we're getting quite close to those poisonous plants. Hey, I see you. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Well, that's okay, because we can actually blow these guys up. Nice. Good aim, me. I think that'll be fine. As long as you don't mess with me, buddy. How about it, Fred? You decided to throw cuffs? No? Alright. You get to live. For now. For now.
Widespread chaos and mayhem. World President urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
World President encourages people to harvest alien artifacts. The Mercersphere's range is like kind of wide. I think it's tempting the Pioneer from all the way over here. Okay, I'm not gonna allow this to keep happening. We're gonna harvest it already. I do not want to keep hearing like demonic Ada whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
Lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Am I so lucky that I found this most valuable artifact? I don't know. I'm not feeling lucky, personally. Let's just get rid of these guys really quick. Fine, I'll harvest the Mercersphere. The world president can suck a chode. Oh, I can't make it back on the thing, can I? Oh, sadness. Sad times. Sad times at Richmond High? No, Rara, those are fast times. Well, at the very least, I hope that my my new factory design is unique. We gotta get the wire over here, which won't be too much of an issue. I mean, the wire is right there. Oh, but we're already dragging the wire out from that spot. We could use the bottom hole, though. Okay, let's get some assemblers down, and I need to think of space for this. So we got a plan. No holes. Should pause space for that. Maybe like 4 squares in, we can place the first one down. Are we like here or something? We'll just line them up with each other. Also, I'm holding control right now, and it does seem to snap things to the grid, but it doesn't force the grid lines to come up like I was taught to believe. Because there's no grid line right now, as you can see, even though I'm holding control. And I like to have the ones where they line up the machines side by side. It's still not appearing. That is peculiar. See, now it's there. Now you can see the line. Oh, yeah, but only from like a weird angle? Why right in front does it disappear? That's fucky wucky. I don't know, but I guess we have space if we need to do something else on that side as well. These are all going to be set to stators, so we need to get pipes and, well, okay, good. Pipes are right there. And the wire, I mean, we can drag it out over here and split it off somewhere over there. We'll figure it out. First, let's just set these all to stators. And then we get the privilege of setting up the input holes. Okay, well, we can just take the pipes from here and just send them in from under the ground, which not an issue. So they will run right here. And we need 60 of them, so we'll use a Mark II belt. So right on this square, we will conveyor floor lift in the middle, having a Mark II lift poking out the bottom. And then I will set up splitters right on the first hole of each one of these thingies. And we want this facing this way too, because the wire is going to come from that direction, so we can have the splitters facing the other way that way. Oh, and something that I want to talk about really quick is that in the last episode, I spent a lot of time just sitting there doing math, which I don't think I necessarily needed to show. I mean, looking back on things, probably it would have been a better idea for me to just figure that all out off screen. I don't know, I felt like somebody might get use out of like seeing my thought process though, and just like, because we're getting to the point where builds are getting not so big, but like bigger than before, and eventually at least we will be at the point where if I just like disappear for a second and then just do a huge build, you'll have absolutely no idea what happened or like the thoughts that went into doing that. So while I won't cut out all the math, I will cut out most of it to the point where, you know, you won't see me getting to the numbers needed, but I'll still explain which numbers are needed. So you're not totally lost in the dark, but you also don't just like listen to me rambling for like 10 straight minutes about like math stuff, which, you know, I think that's a fair trade-off. Okay, since we're using steel pipes at 15-minute in, we will Mark 1 all these. And like I said, this is going to be a Mark 2 line, so boop, boop. And we can just run this all the way down. All right, now we just need to set up the holes to take in the wire. And we're gonna need 40 a minute per. So we're gonna use Mark 1. We'll set these up ready to receive. And the last one, because uniformity, you know me. Oh, where are the rotors at? The rotors are right there? No, rotors are on that side. Here, photo mode, help me out. Wait, no, those are reinforced plates, and then those are modular frames, and then those are cables. Wait, yeah, rotors are on this side, aren't they? That could be good for us. Oh, yep, there they are. Right at the end there. Okay. Yeah, we can take those rotors over there, bring them around town, drag them this way, and then have them meet up over here with these. So we're going to want to... Yeah, since we're going to do it like that, and those are going to come from this side, we want to merge these facing that way. So we'll go at the merge holes with our mergers. What else would we do with them? And we'll merge facing this direction. Although we do know that 10 of these are going to be used for the build, and the other 10 are going to be used for storage. I was thinking maybe we just use the 10 exactly. We cut the line off here, use these 10 for the build, and then store the other 10. But I'm thinking, we're making 5 a minute on each one of these, so we'll Mark 1 in. We'll Mark 2 across. But since we truly are only making 20 a minute, we're going to use a Mark 1 to end here into a storage bin. Yeah, we could put a storage bin like right here and then pull out of it right there. And then go around for the new build right here and then meet up with the other thing. Okay. Okay, I have an idea. I have thoughts. I'm having thoughts. Oh, in fact, we could actually back that up one and get like a little walking space. Sorry. Hiccup time. Yeah, that would work. And then we will mark one into the storage bin. Then, directly out of the storage bin, also using a mark one since we only need to pull out 10 or half. Well, you know what? We'll leave that there for a second. I need to plan the next phase. Will we get more assemblers down? We need just one. Yeah, just one. Okay, okay. So this isn't even like a thing. In fact, yeah, since we just need the one, I think we will do it how I planned originally. So only those two will actually go into storage there. And then the other two will be turned the other way. I'll just, 1 second. So we'll have a merger just like facing this way. And the unnecessary merger because we're cool and we get bitches. We'll mark 2 over there. Or, yeah, no. We could have just had it face the other way, my bad. We have the merger facing this direction, going outward like that. Mark 2 that way, mark 1 in. And then we'll have the wire come up here, up through this floor hole right here. And then the wire will come from there into the back, just curve around here, fill up all of those. Oh wait, no, the wire needs to enter right back here. Yeah, here's where the wire is going to come in, right here. And then right up here, this is where the rotors are going to come in. Yeah, so the rotors will enter from this hole. And then, so the stators are here, right? Here's where we're making the stators. The stators go... I mean, we just need one assembler for this. So, maybe we could just do like this? Or the stators just feed directly into it. And then this one is more of the same, where we're using Mark 1 conveyor lift, since we only need the 10 rotors, right? And then we just, like that. I mean, I like it. I think this all works out. We set this one to motors, and perfect. Then we can just store these over here. And we'll line up the holes. Ain't no thing. Boom. Mark 1 in. Okay, we've totally planned this out for stators and the motors. We just need power and materials. Oh, and I gotta hook up the wire in the back here. Okay, well, let's also plan this really quick. If we just get conveyor lifts like on the line there, and then turn them around, that should be an easy peasy. Lemons are greasy. Okay, nice. Mark 1 in. And now it just comes down to receiving the materials at the back here. And we have so much space that, we could put the splitters back here. Or we could just put them on these squares, too. Depends on how it looks. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool, having it, like, directly pump from it. In fact, why don't I try that? Why don't we try connecting them directly to the splitters? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to slightly redo all these and just do them again, but with the splitters first. Then the conveyor lifts. Then the Mark 1 belts. And finally, since we're using 160 wire per minute, that's going to be a Mark 3. So we'll Mark 3 lift in. Mark 3 belt down. And then just get it to turn right into the splitter here. So we'll go 1, 2 out, boom, into the splitter. And Mark 3 down all the way. Yeah, I mean, theoretically this works. Supposedly there's no issues with this. We just need to add the pipes in right here. So underneath, we gotta add a thing. I guess we can get started on that right now rather than waiting. This is the last steps, really. What did we need there? That was a Mark 2, so I guess we need Mark 2. Alright. Get that conveyor lift down there. And then I suppose what we could do is get like a ceiling mount facing this way over here. Kind of like line that up with the thing. And then maybe this conveyor lift could like match that somewhere. Is that good at the base height maybe? Oh, I have that facing the wrong way. Hold on. Oh, I have this merger facing the wrong direction. I need to be facing that way. Whoops. So new merger right here. with a Mark 4 going in there, and a Mark 3 from here. Ah, yes, right. This is where all the pipes meet up to make 320 pipes. I think the only problem with this right now is that we're not storing the pipes yet. Okay, so new plan. Yes, new plan. We need to reverse the final direction of all these pipes here. Yeah, we need to flip all these mergers and flip the whole lines. I'll delete all of this stuff. And we need to be facing that way. I'll be right back. Now, we get the mergers facing this way. Mark 4 in there. Mark 1 in. And Mark 4 down the line. So now all 320 pipes are meeting up over here, to where we will immediately store them. There it is. Store them in a box right here. Okay, pipe storage complete. Let's put away some pipes. Oh, and I need to move... Yeah, I need to move the pipes in now. Okay. To their new home, and no longer their temporary one. So we store all my stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, pipe stored. Yay! Oh, and I just realized since we're not doing anything with the beams, that we can just store these two, and I can move that one over. I'll do that really quick. Yeah, so facing this way is where we're storing all of these. Here, let me get all my stuff back. Take all. If I had a little bit more space, I could, like, extend that. Okay, look, what we'll do is we'll take a Mark II belt, go over here, go right about here, and make a storage bin right here. Okay, now the beams are being stored, cool. And we can draw from the beams this way, going somewhere where we need to bring them later. Gonna go dismantle their box though, bring all the stuff over. Oh, better store my stuff first. Oh, and I do have those crystals if I ever do need to make signs. I forgot about that. Okay, which one of these has the beams? Ah, beam! And there we go. Now give me my stuff back, thank you. So we're storing those two, steel pipes, steel beams. Huzzah! And then my plan for the pipes was to take a Mark II. Stop falling, thank you. I know the tips now. And we turn around, and we store, and now we're actually taking from the storage. The conveyor belt is too long. Oh, okay. Yeah, now we're actually pulling from the storage, so at least they're being stored. And we're taking from, like, the full amount. Before, we were just sending off 60 pipes a minute, and then we'd have to store it from that line. So it's obviously much smarter to just have them at their storage location. I mean, like, right here where they're being made. That just makes sense. It does mean we're going to need to extend this platform by 1, though. Kind of encroaching on enemy territory here a little bit. Don't worry about it. Alright, so we just drag you over here. Come willingly, please. And then right here, just a little boom. A little magic. And as you know, I explained this in one of the earliest episodes of my Satisfactory Let's Play. But there's always that fucking issue of putting a conveyor belt on the thing, and then the items just magically disappearing when you do that. As you can see, now that I've fixed it, the items go all the way in, and then like you know, it looks proper now. So always delete a belt if you connect a thing directly to it, and then like reconnect the belt. I thought, you know, 30 episodes later-ish, I might explain that again. Might as well. And nice, so we have the pipes now connected to the whole thing. Here they come. Oh, there they are. There they are. Next up, we're also going to need wires, and the wire are down there somewhere. They need to enter their appropriate hole, which is this one. And this one needs Mark III stuff. So we'll get that all prepared too, with a conveyor lift Mark III ready to be receiving. And then that one is a Mark I, so we'll do the same thing, but Mark I. And what's that need? The rotors? Yeah, I think that needs the rotors. So right over here, in this area that I was going to use as like a kind of path, we'll repurpose this. And up front here, in the middle, we'll do like boop, 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 boop. And just line this up with that. Is that high enough? Ooh, it looks like I got that first try, maybe. Let me see. Oh, no way, am I a goated gamer? Bro. Call me a farmer, because I'm the goat. I have I don't actually, okay, this analogy's not working. Why would I be the farmer in there if I'm the goat? Because, like, I've raised the goat? I don't know, do I have, like, a protege somewhere in the world? Have I done anything significant enough to have a protege? Aw, shit, that needs to be a Mark I, my bad. Turn this around, line it up with its friend, and then we try to match the height. Which, is easier than the first time where I had to just get it right. We mark one belt into the thing. Okay, not long now. Not long until we're, sitting pretty. So since we need a Mark III belt for the wire, we need to redo all of this. Just upgrade that to a Mark III lift. Upgrade the belts to Mark III belts. When I said redo, I meant like... I meant this. I meant just upgrade the belts. Okay, so I've upgraded all those belts. Where are we gonna split it off? We need the wire to be here. I guess rather than having it come down here, right? We can drop it down right here. Turn it this way. But we're gonna need to reset that. Because, you know, the thing that I'm really weirdly anal about. Put it into the thing. Oh. Yeah, and then... right here, we have a splitter facing this way. And in here, we need 60 plus 20, so we need 80 per minute. So we'll take a Mark II belt, drag it in there, and then the rest will come with us. The rest of Mark III belt all the way. So that's 270, right? And then the 270 is losing 80 because of this. And now this will be 190, whatever comes out this side. You know, once everything's full and everything's fully operational, then it'll be 190. For a little bit, I feel like this side will get too much, but since that side's already full anyways, it doesn't really matter. But this is something to think about, you know, if you do things slightly differently than me and you don't already have your things backed up, then this is certainly something to think about. And some people might like copy my builds, but they won't have like waited off screen for them to like build up properly. Always make sure that if you're doing like manifold builds, to just let them fill, and then they'll work. Before that, they're gonna be lacking materials, and then they won't work. So, you know, don't come at me if it's your mistake, is what I'm saying. Anyways, we take the Mark III belt, we go over here. First, I guess we just gotta go up and over, right? With like a conveyor lift, and stop making me hold things. We take a conveyor lift, Mark III, right here, up and at him over the thing. Boop, 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 in. I don't care about overlapping clearance. What? Game, how did you let that happen? What? It's not the misplacement of the thing, the belt just went that way. Okay. I need to baby you, I suppose. Go into the thing, damn it. Thank you. Unfortunately, it's not so kind as to let us build that close, so we need to back up a little bit. That's alright, though. We can just go right here. Oh, actually, you know what? We could close the gap a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Have that one set to receiving. And now they're like equidistant apart from each other. So, 1, 2, 3, boom. And then we just drag it in. Screw me having a fun little path over here. That idea's gone out the window, I suppose. But hey, if it makes this build work, then I guess it's worth it. Oh god, that's so trippy. This is the underside of the conveyor belt, so I thought the conveyor belt was moving this way for a second, but as the treads move that way on the top, they move this way on the bottom. Because that's how belts work. But there we go, there's the wire going into position. It is assuming that position. We just gotta do the same thing now for rotors. Oh yeah, rotors are at the end here. Okay. That's no issue then, because we actually have the space for this. So what we will do, and keep in mind that that's an entrance hole, not an exit hole. Since we only need a very little amount, we mark one belt over, like we're doing for the wire. Then we receive that belt with some stackable conveyor poles lined up over here, all nice like and stuff. I believe that it was 4 high, yeah? Then we take a Mark 1 belt, connect it to the thing that's 4 high. Yep, perfectly straight, good. And we'll just set up another little thing over here. Until we get right here. Or I guess right here. This is a good stopping point. Yeah, we'll bring it down right here. Oh, whoops. Grab you, stackable pole, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark 1 across. Mark 1 conveyor lift going down facing this way. Redo the belt because I'm anal. And we don't have to split this one like we did with the wire, since this is the rotor's only other function right now. So we can just go right over here and get a Mark 1 lift ready to go in the middle of the platform, pressed up against the edge because it's about to break, and other amazing Linkin Park references that I'm sure you just love. And this is the middle of this platform, so go 1, 2, boom, 90 degrees in. Love that for it. Okay. I'm trying to rush this along here so we get to the end of the episode. We need to go over 2 lines, so the receiving one's going to be way over here. Not that that's an issue or anything. We'll put that, or actually, you know what? We'll line this up. Yeah, that one's not on the line. So we do like 1, 2, there we go. Perfectly lined up. This one ready to receive. And we mark 1 across. Perfect. It's going on a journey all across the factory, but it has an important job. Okay, we mark 1 all the way into its little thing, and we're basically in the home free, home stretch, home on the range, homemade biscuits. I don't know. I'm running out of home things. I don't actually like biscuits. Never been a biscuit guy. This episode is heading into weird territory, so I think we need to draw to a close. But while the rotors are being set up, the last thing we need to do, as has become kind of a tradition in the past few episodes, is set up power for the build. Because we don't have any electricity running. Oh, and fucking assemblers, man. They have their little freak switches right there. So we have to line up the poles all weirdly, but it's not too hard. Oh, this one almost collided with the box. Luckily, though, it did not. Question here is how we're gonna get this all hooked up to power. Well, hold on, we still need one more. Let me just... You know what, this one will act as the thing for both. I know that this one's like a little off, but I don't care. I don't care. It looks decent enough. Pretty good, I'd say. Is that it for things that need power? I mean, I guess we're just moving things along the factory. In my defense, you know, in my, the way that I build my factory is kind of like a motherboard like this. I've actually been inside of Amazon's factories. I used to work there as a box mover guy. Factories do kind of look like this, at least up on the ceiling. Even on the floor, and kind of like you know, they would have like conveyor belts like kind of in like the middle of the room, because like let's say the ceilings are super high in those warehouses. They go up like, I don't know, 50 feet? Is that like a low estimate? I don't know. But 50, 70-ish feet tall, I would say, is probably how high some of those buildings get. I might be overestimating, might be underestimating, but like, the point is, it's pretty fucking high. And there's conveyor belts like in the middle of the air, as well as like kind of at waist level, so that you can, you know, people can go and pick up the boxes and move them up to like different places. And then there's also conveyor belts that are actually like on the ceiling, which is super cool. So I would say that I, having worked in a factory, am just emulating what I've seen. Then again, though, those places also had hundreds of people swarming them at all times because there's so many jobs to be done, so many boxes to be moved. And you're not going to get that lived-in, homey feeling of, you know, a bunch of workers in Satisfactory. But that's okay. We have, like, lizard doggos and roaming bean boys, and... This is kind of rough. Are the Pioneer shoes always look like that? I don't know. Like I said, I'm asking weird questions. This episode's not supposed to have run this long. I'm going insane. Yeah, I think the last thing we're gonna do now here is just connect this pole to something. Where are we going to do that? Oh, right there. Easy. Well, no, that's clipping to the thing. As much as I'd like to call that the end and just have it like be an easy peasy lemons or greasy moment, I'll work a little harder to try to figure out what to do here. Here, we'll drag this pole around the box. Boom. Make a new pole over here. Boom. And then we'll drag a pole up here. Yeah. Yep. And, yeah. Like that. That's better, I'd say. And these are going to fill up, but the idea is that these fill up, they make us stators, and then they store 10-a-minute stators in this box. Then the other 10-a-minute stators are going to combine with the rotors over here, and they're going to give us 5 per minute motors, and it's going to be super hot and cool, and then the motors are going to be stored in this box. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's the dream. What I am going to do, at the very least, is I'm going to turn off the motor making machine for a little bit, just so that these can all back up first, and then so they'll work properly. And then I'll turn this on later. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. And the next time you see me, all these things will be totally full, and we'll have a whole box full of motors. In fact, I gotta go delete the box down there and send them into the thing. But anyways, I've been Rara, and I'll catch y'all next time on the next episode of Satisfactory, where we will... we're coming down to the end of the whole rebuild here. We just need to make, like, a few more things. I mean, computers, and, well, I don't need these anymore, so, yeah, computers and encased beams, and then the rebuild's done! Yay! Maybe we can get those both done in one episode. Here's hoping. I'll see you then, everybody. Bye!